Okay, so we will continue with our discussion on emissivity and absorptivity. Before going on to reflectivity and transmissivity, I thought it will be appropriate to solve some more problems so that we cover a wide gamut of problems involving emissivity and absorptivity, so that it reinforces whatever concepts and formulae we have understood and derived in the earlier classes. Now I am as you can see, if you look at these problems, they are graded in complexity and various permutations and combinations I am trying to cover. I will give you I lambda I, and then I will give you the distribution for alpha lambda and ask you to get the alpha, or I may give you the say that irradiation is from sun and I will give you epsilon lambda. From epsilon lambda you have to get alpha lambda, or in this problem one more variant or variation is I gave rho lambda and say it is opaque, then using the relation from rho lambda 1 minus rho lambda is alpha lambda, you can proceed like that. So various permutations and combinations we will do, and then we will work out 3 problems in today's class. That is the program, no lecturing, 3 programs, but the 3 problems I will also solve along with you. So this will, because tomorrow you are having the quiz, so this will also be helpful. Okay, and the last problem we will have a combined radiation and convection problem, some energy balance, how to handle such type of problems. Okay, after the quiz we will start with reflectivity and transmissivity. Then once we are done with that, we have to start with view factors. How does the geometric orientation affect the radiation heat transfer between the surfaces? We have not worried so far because we are always considering one surface. Now this one surface is basically to help you understand better, but one surface is such a rarity, it is impossible, virtually impossible to have just one surface. Sometimes it is possible a small surface in large surroundings, but generally there are multiple surfaces. Each of these surfaces will have its temperature, epsilon lambda, alpha lambda, each surface will have its own horoscope, history, everything. So you have to figure out all these properties, look at the geometric orientation. When everything is, radiation is acting at multiple, radiation is being emitted, reflected and absorbed at multiple surfaces, then we need a methodology to handle this. Okay. So now this problem is like this, problem number 12. Take down this figure, but you are able to see. Okay. So rho lambda is given here. What is rho? Lambda means? What about the dash?
Direction.
What happened? We knocked off the dash. That means it is hemispherical. So this is hemispherical spectral reflectivity. So when I give it in English, I will say the hemispherical spectral reflectivity of a surface is given. I will do that. Before that, I will just explain this. So this is the hemispherical spectral reflectivity. Arrow mark is there. Do not miss the arrow mark. That means it is continuing to have that same rho lambda with lambda. Now the I lambda I, the incident radiation in watts per meter square per micrometer, the scale is 0 to 1000, it is given like this. It has a distribution like this, 0 to 3, 3 to 6 and 6 to 9, okay, and it is 0 in the other parts of the spectrum, okay, because now no information is there, that means it is 0 in the other parts of the spectrum. Shall we take down the problem? An opaque surface has a hemispherical spectral reflectivity as shown in the figure. An opaque surface has a hemispherical spectral reflectivity as shown in the figure. Full stop. It is subjected to a spectral radiation. It is subjected to a spectral irradiation. It is subjected to a spectral irradiation also shown in the figure. It is subjected to a spectral irradiation also shown in the figure. full stop. A, sketch the spectral hemispherical absorptivity distribution. A, sketch the hemispherical spectral absorptivity distribution. B, determine the total irradiation on the surface. B, determine the total irradiation on the surface. B, determine the total irradiation on the surface. C, B is determine the total irradiation on the surface. C, determine the radiant flux that is absorbed by the surface. Determine the radiant flux that is absorbed by the surface. D, hence determine the total hemispherical absorptivity of the surface. D, hence determine, you can write it in telegraphic language, hence determine alpha, okay, hence determine the total hemispherical absorptivity on the surface. Please start solving, I will also solve along with you. I lag you by 2-3 minutes so that I do not rob you of the expectancy. You just start solving. Okay, shall we draw the first? Let us do the part A. Alpha lambda dash, correct? So, the solution is like this: opaque surface, tau lambda, there is no transmissivity, nothing comes out of the surface. It is just the mirror image of this, okay. So, okay. So, 0 to 3, correct, no, we will use yellow chalk or green, okay. Then it drops to 0.7, then at 6 it becomes then straight, do not get confused, it is not having a alpha lambda with a band like this, just for depiction, that is not the uncertainty associated with that. There may very well be an uncertainty associated with this, with that. Uncertainty can also be estimated using some techniques, let us not worry about that. Okay. So, first part of the story is over, so it has got a, so which means now given epsilon lambda, alpha lambda, rho lambda, any of these 3 quantities, so long as it is opaque, you can play with that, you can change one to another and then you can start, and if adequate data is given you can proceed with the calculations, correct. Now part B. what is I incident in watts per meter square, correct, that is a question, only the distribution was given. So simply the area under the curve. So half of plus correct. Fine. Now we go to part C. Let us keep this. What is part C? I absorb. What is I absorb? Then D I will just divide I absorb by I incident, that is all. Okay, systematically we have, without the individual parts quickly you can do, but this is in stages you will do it, so that you can get also get step marks. Okay, so I absorb, please tell me. Correct, Deepak? Fine. Okay. So integral alpha lambda I lambda d lambda. Alpha lambda we got from part A already, right? So I absorb will be first is what? 1 into plus 0.7 or 0.7 or what did we get? Okay, 0.7, some plus 0.7, 0.7 into 3000 plus 0.1.
Sir, it is varying.
Lambda varies. Alpha lambda varies.
Then you have to do the integration. Yeah, no, okay. 0.7 area of the trapezium, what is it? Okay, 0.7
Plus 0.1 into 3 by 2.
0.1 into 1000, correct. All of you got this? That is the area of the trapezium. Yeah, then what happened? You didn't get? Yeah, it's okay, no? 0.7 plus 0.1, not into, sorry. All of you got this? This is the because it is varying. Now I can complicate matters by having a varying alpha and a varying I lambda I. Then you will have to do the double integration, but I will not do such thing. Okay. Now wherever this is varying, that is not varying. Did you see that? So the problem is carefully chosen. Otherwise, some additional pain is there. It's not that it cannot be done. It can be done, but there is a scope for making mistakes and all. But the goal in any exam is not to find out what you don't know. Okay, sometimes it becomes the goal, but generally the goal should be to find out what you know. right, okay, plus the last fellow is 0.1, right, into 1500, very good. Finally, if you do all this integration and you get an answer more than 6000, then we have to stop and go home, because incident itself is 6000, okay. So then I am happy. 28, okay, very good. So we are getting some decent value, 0.4 something, okay, fine. D, point 475, okay, yeah, okay, around 0.48, okay. So this gives you a good idea how to calculate, how to convert the spectral into total quantities with I lambda I given. But if you want to calculate epsilon lambda, for this surface, yeah, is it enough, the data which I have given?
Specify the temperatures.
You need to specify the temperature of that surface, because the emissivity is a function of which temperature. But if I want to calculate the alpha, one of the two things I have to tell, either I should tell you that it is from a grey body or a black body at some temperature, or I should give you some story like this. So you must understand what is the critical information which is required to determine the property. For alpha you need either this or some specification that irradiation is from a black body at some temperature. Emissivity, even if I give rho lambda, you can do all this conversion. From rho you know that story, from rho you can get alpha, from alpha you can get epsilon, but you will get stuck up because you have to use the F function chart. For that you need the lambda into T. What is the T? T is not the temperature of the source which is giving the radiation, temperature of the surface itself, correct? Okay. Now let us do a problem which, yes, okay. I didn't give steradian, micrometer.
What was square meter?
Per solid angle, right?
No, I didn't give per solid, that was taken care.
That would be E lambda, not I lambda.
No, okay, if you want you can take it as E lambda, doesn't matter. Okay, he is saying that whether we should multiply by pi. So what did I do? No, I have taken the units of I lambda to be watts per meter square, otherwise you can keep it as E lambda, but we generally do not do E lambda, okay. So he has a good point. Suppose I may just quietly put some steradian, then you are in trouble, but then I should tell you that it is diffuse and all that, right. So otherwise with this unit no problem, watts per meter square per micrometer into d lambda, micrometer gets cancelled, okay. Now a problem slightly more complicated than this, problem number 13. So now I straight away give you alpha lambda for a surface. Alpha lambda versus lambda, okay, 0.51, 1.52. Lambda in micrometer, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, 1. Zero, okay. Okay. So the spectral hemispherical absorptivity of a surface is given. It is absorbing only in two bands, okay, 0.5 to 1 and from 2 onwards with a 95% efficiency from 2 micrometer onwards, okay. An opaque surface, have you taken this? No. An opaque surface 1.5 meter by 1.5 meter, an opaque surface 1.5 meter by 1.5 meter. Problem number 13, an opaque surface 1.5 by 1.5 meter is maintained at 120 degrees C, is maintained at 120. I am deliberately giving C so that you will convert to Kelvin and you will not make such mistake, okay. In my problem I have in Kelvin, I am simply changing. So an opaque surface 1.5 by 1.5 meter is maintained at 120 degrees C and is simultaneously exposed to solar radiation, with I incident equals 1200 watts per meter square, with I incident equals 1200 watts per meter square, full stop. The surface is diffuse, and its spectral absorptivity is given, in the figure. The surface is diffuse and its spectral absorptivity is given in the figure. Determine A, the absorbed irradiation, B, the emissive power. Determine A, the absorbed irradiation, B, the emissive power, and what could be C? Net radiation heat transfer from the surface. That means if no other information is given, do not worry about convection, conduction, all that, okay, and do not worry about surroundings and all that, right, okay. If surrounding temperature is given, that is the next problem, I will tell you how to do. So determine A, the absorbed irradiation, B, the emissive power, and 3, the net radiation heat transfer from the surface. Okay, the first part is very simple, it is okay. Watch very carefully, do not start integrating and wait, this 1200 watts per meter square, you cannot equally distribute it around lambda. So do not think that it is very simple and straightforward, 1200 integral alpha lambda, it will not work. I given you solar, so calculate the solar absorptivity of the surface, assume the outer surface of the sun to be a black body at 5800, use the F function chart, convert alpha lambda to epsilon lambda, as though you are determining epsilon for this surface, first calculate the solar absorptivity. Once you calculate the solar absorptivity, that is alpha S into 1200 watts per meter square is how much it is absorbing from the sun, okay. Then now you have to again use the F function chart with 120 degrees centigrade and calculate the epsilon, and then epsilon sigma T to the power of 4 will be the emissive power, then the third part will be this. So it is not easy, when I give solar absorptivity 15 minutes it will take for you to solve the problem, yeah, just start. Are you able to follow? Huh? No, what? That 1200 watts per meter square is an integrated, okay, it does not help me to get the alpha S, because if you integrate that solar I have to get 1365, because of the clouds and other things I am able to get only 1200. Okay. So the golden rule is once I say sun or solar radiation somewhere, immediately use the F function chart, assume 5800 and get the alpha. Okay. So alpha since nothing is specified about the variation of alpha lambda or epsilon lambda with temperature, I am assuming that the same characteristics hold good for all the temperatures. That assumption you can write, tomorrow's paper also you can write, I mean make suitable assumptions wherever required with justification. In the absence of any other data, I got only alpha lambda data, I will use it as epsilon lambda data and I am assuming it is valid for all temperatures, you can write that. Okay, fine. Now can you do this? So alpha, this is very important, huh? It's very important point. Now I have to get lambda 2 correct. Okay, now please tell me f of 0 to lambda. Yeah, you just keep it in the margin first, do this from f function charts. How much is this? Huh? Oh, one is also there, huh?
Yes, sir.
Correct? Okay, f of 0 to lambda 1 0.25, okay, f of lambda 1 to lambda 2 something minus 0.25, what is that? No, you already done, huh? Minus, tell me before subtracting. Minus 0.25, 0.720, how much is this? 0.47? F of okay, f of lambda 2 to infinity, right? Lambda 1, lambda 3 to infinity, yeah, correct? 1 minus, it is not 0.72, 0.9, 93994, okay. Therefore, f of 0 to lambda 1 0 plus How much is it? Huh? Okay, 0.41. If you remember, for the solar part of the spectrum, we figured out that in for the solar radiation in the visible part of the spectrum, nearly 37% of the radiation was concentrated. Okay, that is 0.47, 0.4 to 0.7. Here we are getting 0.5 to 1 micrometer. Okay, between 0.5 to 1 micrometer, if 0.4 to 0.7 were to be 37%, I expect that this to be about 50%. Out of that 50%, its efficiency is 0.75. So I will get a value about 0.38 or something, and this anyway 2 to this thing is only 0.06, only 6%. Even though it has got a terrific alpha of 0.95, it is not this incoming radiation is not there in that part of the spectrum. So it is just not mechanically and routinely calculating the F function chart with an insight. I mean, if you have this insight, by looking at this you will say, if this is the temperature, this is the alpha I should expect. Is that, does it make sense? So after 2 micrometer, let it be anything, it does not really matter. What is the contribution of the last term? 0.04 or 0.3 something, no, 0.05 something like that. Okay, now we are able to get it. Now this is only, so alpha is obtained. Now what is the I absorb? I absorb 300 and 400 and very good. Unfortunately, the sun's distribution is not like a rectangular, trapezium or triangle. That follows which law? That follows Planck's law. So we cannot integrate. The previous problem we just put area of the trapezium, area of the, you can't integrate. Because people could not integrate, what did they figure out? F function chart. Okay, that is why that integral between lambda 1 to lambda 2 is given as F function chart. So that connection, you must, whenever you study that connection should, it is not for some problem I use F function chart, some problem I do integration. F function chart is also integration. You cannot do this simple integration, therefore somebody did it and put it in the form of a table, correct. Okay, now the next part of the story is emissivity. Part A is over. Part B. Fortunately for us, it is but lambda 1 is changing, lambda t and all will change. Okay, T is now, so this I will put Ts. Ts is temperature of the sun. Now this is T, what did I say, 120 degrees centigrade, 393, very good, 393 Kelvin. If somebody does not like T, you can put TW, temperature of wall, or temperature of surface Ts, whichever way. I will just use T. Okay, lambda 1 T. I think all are 0, right? All are 0, last one is having some trouble. Okay, now f of 0 to lambda 1 t 0, f of lambda 1 to lambda 2 10 power minus, Emissivity of the surface is absolute 0. Huh? What is the emissivity of the surface finally?
499. Almost
0.94.
That will be 1 minus.
Oh, 1 minus.
1 minus.
Okay, so the emissivity of the surface is
0.949.
0.95. That is the way it should be, because the surface temperature is 393. If you do the Wien's displacement law, lambda max T is 2898 micrometer Kelvin. 2898 micrometer Kelvin divided by 393 or 400 will give a value of 7 micrometer. So it has a peak around 7 micrometer. Now I am saying after 2 there is no change, it will be 0.95. Therefore even without using f function chart, from experience I can say all this is irrelevant. So it will have a value which is close to this. The only effect of this, all this, is to create that stupid 1.64 into 10 to the power of minus 5. Correct? Now I think now we are getting more comfortable, right, to evaluate this, in evaluating the properties. Fine. Now we know the emissivity also. So what is the net radiation? I asked emitted power. Huh? Okay. So E. Yeah, tell me. You want to put it in watts per meter square or watts? I gave you area also. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Huh? You have put A, huh? Okay. Then I will put
2891.3.
I should have put E or Q? E, okay. 28?
2891.0.
2.8 kilowatts.
2.89 kilowatts.
2.8?
9.
9, okay. Some people who have not been following, or you are busy with doing your own stuff, I gave you the area in this problem 1.5 to 1.5. You can put the A and convert the watts per meter square to watts. Keep it like that. Okay. Now part C, net. Emitted plus reflected plus minus incident. Why? Emitted plus reflected is what is going out minus what is coming in. But what is reflected minus incident? Rather incident minus reflected. Therefore this is also emitted minus absorbed. Is it correct? No. Yeah, now tell me. Emitted is 2.89 minus I did so many things here. 492 watts per meter square. I multiplied by the area 1.5 to 1.5 divided by 1000 because this fellow is in kilowatt. 1 point. Very good. So we are 43 minutes into this class. 2 problems, right? Takes 15 to 20 minutes. It is not a very difficult problem, but you see labor is there. Okay. Now let us get on to something where convection is also there. Everybody is through with this? Abhinandan, oh, what is bothering you? Area. Okay. Now problem number 14 or 15? 14. Solar flux of 900 watts per meter square. Okay, let us take 950. Solar flux of 950 watts per meter square. Solar flux of 950 watts per meter square is incident on the top surface of a plate. solar flux of 950 watts per meter square is incident on the top surface of a plate whose solar absorptivity is 0.9. and emissivity equal to 0.1. The air and surroundings are at 27 degrees Celsius. The air and surroundings are at 27 degrees Celsius and the convection heat transfer coefficient, the air and surroundings are at 27 degrees Celsius and the convection heat transfer coefficient between the plate and air is, convection heat transfer coefficient between the air and between the plate and the air is 9 watts per meter square per Kelvin. The convection heat transfer coefficient between the plate and the air is 9 watts per meter square per Kelvin. Assuming that the bottom side of the plate is perfectly insulated, assuming that the bottom side of the plate is perfectly insulated, determine no net radius, determine the steady state temperature of the plate, determine the steady state temperature of the plate. Okay. Okay. Back side is insulated. Please look at the board. Back side is insulated. Here there is air which is flowing over it. T infinity is 300 Kelvin. Okay. Correct. So let the temperature be TW. Okay, so it is emitted plus reflected. In this case, since T infinity is also there, you can assume the T infinity to be a black body, and therefore net radiation, or we can say that, what will be the energy equation for this? What is going out? What is going out minus what is coming in must be equal to 0. Okay. Net emission plus convection equal to incident. Very good. Net emission, please note, net emission is not just epsilon sigma T to the power of 4. It is epsilon sigma T to the power of 4 minus T infinity to the power of 4. Vikram had a point, how did I put epsilon into the T infinity? I told you, please accept this as the correct formula. We will derive this formula in later part of the course. Net emission will be epsilon sigma T to the power of 4 minus T infinity to, is that correct? Which one?
There will be reflection on the left hand side.
No, let me, no. Net emission, what is going out? No, plus reflection. Correct. Is it correct? Yeah. So don't leave the reflection. Plus rho times I incident plus H into T minus T infinity is equal to I incident. Yeah. Please look at this. Right side you have got incident radiation minus rho incident, 1 minus rho will become alpha. So right side will be net absorbed. That is also another formula. So you can say that net emission plus convection equal to net absorbed. Okay, that is more intuitive. Okay. Now epsilon I gave you, what is the value? 0.1. Solar absorptivity is 0.9, correct. So right side is 0.9 into 950, how much is that? We will just read. This is a nonlinear equation which has to be solved only by iteration. It is called a transcendental equation because there is a t to the power of 4. Okay, you never thought it lead to iteration. You thought, very good. Now, so it has to be solved by Newton-Raphson method or method of successive substitution. Let us assume that we are going. Let us say that we are going to solve it using the method of successive substitution. Therefore, the algorithm is written like this. Please look at the board. I will say t of I plus 1 equal to all this, right side is ti, okay. So I will assume that since outside is 300, I will start with the temperature of 320, I will put 320 to the power of 4 minus 300 to the power of 4 blah 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 and get ti plus 1. If ti plus 1 is also 320, I can go home, but it is very unlikely that it will be 320, it will keep on and the nonlinear correction will take place till you hit the right answer. Why don't you start with 320, let us do 2 iterations and then I will leave it, okay. Are you getting the point? People who have taken my optimization course say will know that 2 information flow diagrams are possible. From t to the power of 4 you can get t, for you can either use the t to the power of 4 minus t infinity to the power of 4 on the left hand side or t minus t infinity on the left hand side of the equation. One of these things will cup because the t to the power of 4 is so non-linear that it will drive it crazy, okay. So I am using this because I think this algorithm will work, okay, right. So this here also I can put 300 to the power of. I hope all of you are through with the idea that this problem needs iteration. Mudit, is it okay? So it is called a transcendental equation. With from T2 get T3, from T3 get T4, from T4 get T5 till T4 Tn or Ti and Ti plus 1 are sufficiently close to each other. Huh? 386, very good. So how many iterations? After 3 iterations. It is believable. If you have a flat plate collector, you can get around 110 or 120 degrees centigrade, but we did some simplifying assumptions. On the back side it is insulated, all that, then you have to put cork, wool, mineral wool and all that. So some losses will take place on the underside also, and then this 900 watts per meter square is not available for 24 hours a day. It is available only between morning 6 o'clock and evening 6 o'clock, and this 950 may be available only at 12 o'clock. Then morning 8 o'clock, then I have to integrate it. It may vary from 0 to 900 and then you have to integrate. All this may give a realistic temperature of 80 degrees. In Rajasthan on a hot summer afternoon you may get 90 degrees. So people want to work more, they concentrate it either in a tube or this thing, concentrating solar collector, or they put everything on a tower and then concentrate all the mirrors onto it, increase the temperature, then send the fluid that will pick up the heat, then make that fluid run the fluid in a heat exchanger with water, that will become steam and run a power plant, okay.